Well, good morning, good morning. I thought I'd do something a little bit different and hell, just come on, I'll show you.
I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Okay, so obviously I'm in the house. I got my little tripod set up and cleared off the countertop or the stove saver there. And oh, wait a minute. We are on air. Yeah, that's annoying. Anyways, you would think that they would make that so it wasn't so doggone bright, and it's kind of cool. It's got a on-off. So anyways, this is going to be obviously a cooking video, and I don't know why, but everybody and their brother covers up the brand. I don't care if you don't have to use this particular brand or that particular brand. Oh, I need to get something out of here. I got the big carbon fiber tripod out just in case I needed the sucker. And really, this is pretty simple. But what I wanted to talk to you about first, yes, I like Folgers 1850 Expedition Blend. I use it in the pod, in the Keurig. I have pods for that, and I have in this. And this is kind of a pain in the butt the way that they did this package. You have to rip the top ridge off of it so that you can get to the push-in cup or lid there. But I made it with that's Walmart brand right there, alkaline waters, 9.5 pH level alkaline water. And because I'm not a big, huge coffee drinker, I only filled it up. I don't know if you can see the water down in there, but it's only at the, you can see it sloshing around. It's supposedly at the 8-cup mark. About another inch is the maximum. And at that point, you're going to be coming up the spout if you're not, here, let me see if I can get in there. That's where the entrance of the spout is. So if you're not careful, it's going to be coming out of that. So I wanted to show you a couple things. Number one, if you go online, that's the microphone. It seems to be working okay. Come in here and drop this crap off, get it out of the workspace. If you go online to Amazon, if you're going to use a electric percolator, okay, I like it just, because it's different, and hearing it perk and all that stuff, it makes a good cup of coffee. Weekends I can drink a little bit more. The reason I don't use this very often is because it comes out pretty hot, okay? Obviously, because it's boiling and spitting up. It's got to get pretty warm to do that. And these Yetis that I use, this is my everyday Yeti. It keeps it too hot, and I'll drink a cup of coffee as I'm chilling in the morning before I go to the gym on weekdays. And I'd actually like to get it in and not weaken it with a whole bunch of nonsense, water or whatever, to kick it back. So I used 9.5 pH water, and that'll kind of help take a little of the acidic out of the coffee. But back over here, get yourself some disc coffee filters. Okay, if you're going to use a percolator, go ahead and order them. Get I think it's 100 pack. It's like $5. I don't know. I bought a couple packs, and it's already got a hole in the center. You can manipulate it with one hand. Oh, there's the cord visiting us for the microphone. It's plugged into the side of the iPhone. So hopefully that stays contabulated. And you just push that down over the center post. And down into the bottom. And that will keep a lot of your grounds from getting through those weep holes and into the coffee maker. I've seen people that will put the coffee in and then put one on top so it's not flowing back out into that. Let's just be real. You're going to get coffee grounds in your coffee. If you do it this way, it's going to happen. So let me back up out of here and get this stuff done, and I'll come back in. Okay, I wish I could tell you that there was some sort of magic involved here, but it's a simple formula, and that's what the lid looks like, and that's kind of cool. It's like a die-formed lid, and it just pushes down in there to seal it. Okay, I definitely wouldn't drop this on the ground because that ain't gonna stay. So anyways, go to your, I got that at Walmart. And I don't know why people won't say Walmart. It's always a big box store. I mean, come on. You know you shop there. You know that the prices are, with the cost of everything, you know you're shopping there. Stop it. That's the junk drawer. And I mean, it's not like I'm doing a Walmart commercial. I might as well be, but I'm not. And I'm not doing a product placement for Hunt's tomato sauce or Public ground beef or any of that stuff. So, get over it. So then you just, the magic is the percentage of grounds to water. Okay, I kind of like my coffee so strong you can float a horseshoe in it, and I had an off-color way of describing my coffee. Well, this ain't a kid's channel anyways, so I always used to tell people I like my coffee like I like my women, without some other dude's pecker in it. So there's that. That's out of the way. Now I've got my demonetization. Oh wait, I'm not monetized anyways. So it's all put back together. Plug this sucker in, plug it in the wall, hit the switch, and let the love happen. So anyways, but what we're talking about today really has nothing to do with coffee. It just had to get that done. And it's got nothing to do with Yeti or alkaline water. What it's got to do with is making spaghetti sauce. Okay? Years ago, I divorced my wife and got full custody of my boys. And took a huge, a massive pay cut, moved cross country. And now, all the things that I used to have to provide before, honey, I don't want to quote numbers, but it was like an 80% pay cut. Okay, it was still a livable wage, but just barely. And I will tell you this, that I don't know how I made it through, but it had to be God because it wasn't based on me. So I had to make meals that the kids would eat and would last more than one meal. And you immediately go into stuff like beans and cornbread and chili and Mexican food and stuff like that, your ground beefs and all that stuff. But you can also make spaghetti. And I worked all day and then would have to come home and fix dinner for them. So what I figured out at this percentages, okay, of raw materials, ingredients, you could have at least, for 4 people, 3-4 meals, okay? And possibly more than that if they didn't use too much sauce. So how I used to do it would be to a pound of ground beef, a pound of pork, okay? This would be like a meatloaf mix. I used to just get the cheap Walmart burger in a tube and sausage in a tube. And then I'd get the Walmart brand of Italian sausage and a Walmart brand of tomato sauce. And these, of course, are Walmart. And then Walmart made a package of this. Now, how I would do it is I would take the hamburger and the pork and put it in the pan and cut the sausage up into discs, into pieces, okay? And that would turn into basically meatballs, okay? Without having to do any of the work to make meatballs. You cut those into segments and toss them in there. And then you toss the onions and the mushrooms in with it, and then you fry it, okay? And as this is getting done and browned, these are turning translucent and these are getting cooked through. However, well, here's a plot chaser, a plot killer. Then, to follow that old recipe, that old method, I would put 3 packs of the seasoning, okay, in on top of this mixture that had cooked down. Leave all greases and oils and all that stuff in the pan. Mix that up, and you have to be careful because it's got a thickener in there. So before you do that, you'd open these 2 cans up and have them, lids off, ready to go. And this, both ends cut off so you could just shove it in there. And you have all this stuff in the pan cooked, browned. Dump these in, or put those in there so that they're thoroughly incorporated into the meat. Then you put these 2 in there. Then you put that in there and you mix it up, and maybe even put a little bit of water, not too much, okay? And here's where I think most people go wrong with their recipe in cooking spaghetti sauce, is they scorch it. It goes from, you can see the color change, from red to dark. If your sauce gets really, really dark and you scorch it, it's going to taste like ass. So my method for doing this, I'm going to backtrack again, go over it again real slow, is you take this and throw it in the pan. Cut those up into segments, throw that in the pan. Open that entire thing in the pan. Put that in the pan. Cover it. Cook it until these are translucent. This is all well done. These are cooked down. Open these up. Open these 3 packs. Dump them in on top of the ground beef. Okay? Had to be quick so it doesn't stick. So you could just leave it on top of the meat and onion mushroom mixture. Just let it set on top. Then get these over by the stove and ready to go. Mix all that inside there, and then immediately get this in there and that in there, and maybe a little bit of water, and you stir it, okay? Then you let it set and cook with the lid on, okay? And pay close attention. And I don't know why this is, but it works every single time. You let the spaghetti sauce spit, it'll bubble, and as it starts coming up to temperature, spit and hit the lid, okay? 3 times. It'll spit here, spit there, spit there. And as soon as it spits 3 times up on the lid, turn the heat off, leave it there, just turn the heat off, and then leave it. And leave it for a couple hours. Let it completely cool, okay? You can, from time to time, you can come in and stir it if you want to, but the heat's off. And make sure that all the condensation goes back into the pan. And then when you're ready to have dinner, you cook your pasta and turn that on and bring it back up to temperature without scorching it, okay? Don't let it change dark. If the difference between what you made it is that, and then what it turns out is that, you're getting right on the edge of scorching it. Just do not scorch your sauce. That's the number one thing. So you know the process. Let me get some of this done. Now, Miss Tony does not like the meats. Okay, she likes the flavor of them, but she doesn't like it in her sauce. And I'm not making this for me, I'm making it for her. I can eat this on a protein basis, especially if it's well cooked and drained. And I will cook those first, pull it out of the pan, and then I will cook that and add that and that stuff. And then she gets what she wants, and I'll eat the stuff. So anyways, I will back out of here and bring you back in when I'm a little closer. Okay, I'm back in here. There's the pork and the burger, and that's ground round or something. I think it's not just ground. It's probably the same thing. You know, they just call it a different name just to make you pay more for it. But anyways, here we are with this. Now, don't get all kinds of crazy with it. You know, the point of the recipe was to be able to cook a meal for my kids, dead tired, and you know, still having laundry to do and all that. Just get your scissors out, okay? We have a pair of these in the drawer. I always have a pair of these in the kitchen, no matter where I've lived. Just cut the raw, uncooked, cook them. Make sure these are clean, and before and after, and just cut them up in there, okay? Just don't cut your fingertips off. And the skin, or the casing on the sausage, I'm not going to do them all. I mean, you get the point, right? And if you look at it in there, it's, forgive the shadow, it looks like meatballs, right? And the casing keeps them all contained and keeps them meatballs. Amazing, right? Amazeballs. Who would have known? So, I'll come back in a minute. Well, I keep getting all kinds of aids, accessory not supported, blah, blah, blah. So I'm hoping this thing is picking up the sound of goodness. Okay? I've got it all the way up. It's kind of crazy. This stove, for this burner, if you turn it this way, it just turns on the center. If you turn it on this side, it turns on the inner and outer burner. So, we got that thing cooking. Okay, so the way it was cooked didn't take any time at all. Alright? It's brown enough to be taken off. It still says it's warm. The indicator over there on the oven, the stove says it's still hot, but it's not on. So this is kind of a shallow dish. I think it'll all fit in a scoop, and I'll be taking that, putting it in there, and then I'll be tossing the onions and the mushrooms in there and cooking those down. Okay, so it's all plated, I guess would be the expression for it. This damn cord. It wasn't doing that last couple of videos, and now all of a sudden it's lost its damn mind. Here's a tip for you. If you've got the jack going into the port on the lightning port on your Apple device and you're recording, unplug it between, because it will drain your battery almost flat pretty quickly. So it's the meat is plated off, okay, and I have put all the onions and mushrooms in here, and with the I guess my granny would call it drippings. Okay, if you hear that rumble in the background, I'm a fan of another YouTube channel. Well, there's several. There's like a mafia, a dirt mafia. It's CNC Equipment, which was the first YouTube channel I ever subscribed to, back when they were just making the military trucks and making bobbed deuce and a halves and stuff like that. I wish they'd go back to that. But CNC Equipment, I'm a subscriber of Diesel Creek and Scrappy Industries and Let's Dig 18 and JP Dirt and Dirt Perfect. So the dirt moving mafia, I'm into every one of those, and everybody's a subscriber to Camerata. But just mentioning those while you're looking at the silver service and the foo-foo-y stuff, that yeah, I do have my man card, and my testicles are where they go instead of hanging off the old lady's I just said old lady, the old lady's mirror in her Volvo. I'm a real man, real boy. So anyways, these have got to cook down a little bit, and I'll come back. Okay, so back in here again. We're about 20 minutes in, something like that total, and they're about cooked about as far as they're going to cook. Let's get on with it. Okay, so this is going to get a little bit hectic, so I don't want to leave that uncovered and letting all the juice boil off as steam, but I got to get some stuff together here. Point this that way. So here's a little tip for you. When you're using tomato paste, okay, cut the top off, and when you're ready to use it, just turn it over inside the pan and cut the bottom off and shove the lid through, and it'll scrape everything off clean. So I've already opened up the sauce. I've opened up the top of the pasta. The seasoning packets are here, and like I say, you know, you kind of got to get with it here. Don't let it go too far or it will stick and it's just a mess. And what I always did is I would add the paste first and let it incorporate with the juice that's in there, and man, that seasoning's a good smelling seasoning. And then, like I said, just push the lid through, and then you can just reach in there and burn yourself and cut yourself with a sharp edge, which is like, exactly the point, I think. So now, you can't see in there. It's gotten a little thick, so I'm going to go ahead and add some of this water to it just to thin it back a little bit so it's not getting stupid. So I can get all the... and that's why you don't wear a shirt that you want to keep, because you'll slop this stuff all over yourself. Or you could be a cleaner cook than I am. Neater. Okay, let's get the sauce in there. Now that will bring the temperature of the pan down quite a bit, which is to be desired. And Tony likes her sauce a little soupier than I did. I like my sauce kind of saucy. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to it and allow her to do with it as she will. Now you may not realize it, but I've washed all the stuff that I was using as I was using it, so I don't have a mess of stuff. So the biggest thing now is to get all the clumps of onions and mushrooms and everything broke up. And they will. It's not like it's a ready mix concrete or something, or epoxy that's set up. And it's fully incorporated. There's no clumps of anything sticking together. Nothing is scalded. You don't have stuff, burnt stuff everywhere. So that's a good thing. So at this point, I cover it, leave the heat where it's at, and you notice that the lid is clean, right? So I'll come back here in a second and you'll see where it has spit up on the lid, and then we'll shut this sucker off. Okie dokie. As you can see, Hurricane Tony came through and actually was a benefit to me. She had all her groceries and stuff that she needed to get put away. This is to the point where it's okay to put in the fridge. I don't like to put warm food in the fridge. I like to get it a little closer to room temperature, then refrigerate it. The sauce is now just setting, and everything is off. And as soon as it returns, to room temperature, it can be turned completely off. So, I'm going to end the video here. I'm a little frustrated. You know about the coffee. You know about the spaghetti sauce. Mess is cleaned up. Thanks for watching.